Hello, and thank you for joining us for Community Crossroads. I'm Carolina Astrain. Here's a look at what we have coming up on today's show. We focus on abortion, we hear from a Planned Parenthood doctor, and we also learn about local alternatives here in the Crossroads offered by the Gabriel Project of the Crossroads. We also take a look at our viewer poll. First, we start with Dr. Bhavik Kumar. He is with Planned Parenthood of South Texas, and he's based in Houston, Texas. Welcome, Dr. Kumar.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So, Doctor, let's go ahead and dive right into it. What resources are available to women here in South Texas? We're about 2 hours south of Houston, for example. So what resources are currently available for abortions, if that's desired, with the ongoing legislative session and actions that have been taken?
Yeah, I think what's important to note for people is that there are currently 3 abortion laws that restrict access to abortion in Texas. However, what we know is that people continue to need access to abortion because anytime there's an abortion ban, it doesn't stop the need for it. So we've, at Planned Parenthood Gulf Coast, continue to see people that are trying to find care, and many people have had to travel out of state. So I would say for folks in Victoria or anybody who's listening that needs help, some of the best places to go are abortionfinder.org, or you can go to the Planned Parenthood website. You noted that there is a current legislative session, so there's a lot of things that are happening and things that are changing. And it's important for people to stay up to date with information. And so going to these websites, again, abortionfinder.org or plannedparenthood.org is the best place to get information and find resources.
So as it stands now, how far does one need to travel out of state to get an abortion?
Yeah, unfortunately, because Texas has these 3 abortion bans on the books, people are having to go out of state. Some of the closest states to Texas that still have legal access to abortion include New Mexico, Colorado, Kansas. Unfortunately, when we look to the east side of the country, most of those states do have an abortion ban, but the closest when we go east is either North Carolina or, for now, Florida. Florida also has just passed a 6-week ban, but it has not gone into effect yet, so there's still access there. So again, that's another example of just how quickly things are changing, and some states are loosening restrictions and increasing access, whereas other states are moving in the other direction where they're increasing restrictions and limiting access to abortion care. So it's really important that folks look at these websites and get the most up-to-date information before they begin to think about where they might want to get their care.
And over the past year, as this battle has been ongoing, how has all of this legislative action affected your practice and how you serve the South Texas area?
Yeah, unfortunately, we've been really limited in our ability to help people. We continue to see folks that know that they're pregnant and understand based on their life, their health, their family, that it's not the best time for them to be pregnant, that they can't be pregnant. And instead of actually being able to help them, we can only give them resources, we can give them information, and let them know where they can access that care. Most people want and need to access that care closer to where they live in their own communities. That's the best thing for their health, for their family's health. So we really see this chaos effect, this sort of chilling effect that's happening throughout healthcare, where people are not getting their healthcare close to home where they would want to be, and instead are being forced to travel. We're also seeing a lot of folks that unfortunately just don't have the means to travel, whether it's financial, family, work. It can be very, very hectic and overwhelming for some people to get that care. And so many people are being forced to stay pregnant against their will. So it's really been a change for us in Texas, but also in many other states that have an abortion ban. And we've begun to hear some of the stories that are making headlines about people not getting care, people that are getting sicker, because of being denied that care. And so I think we'll continue to see that until we see some changes at the legal level.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Kumar. We have more questions, but first, let's go ahead and let's go to break. We'll be right back with more Community Crossroads straight ahead. We're back now with a very heavy and serious topic, abortion, and we're hearing from Dr. Bhavik Kumar. He is with Planned Parenthood of South Texas. He is joining us from Houston to fill us in on the latest. There's been a lot of legislative action and activity, court rulings, judge declarations regarding abortion and the women's right to choose over the past year or so now, Doctor. So talk to us about the abortion pill. A judge just protected access to that for up to 30 days at the end of April. What's the latest for Texas women? Can they receive the abortion pill?
Great question. So the Supreme Court recently made a decision that sent a case back to the 5th District Court of Appeals. So basically, there's a case that has been brought forward trying to ban access to the abortion drug called mifepristone, which is the mainstay for medication abortion in the country. And people continue to have access where they had access before. So in Texas, this medication is not available because we have 3 abortion bans. However, people can still go to another state to access this medication and may find other ways to access it as well. It's important to know for people, when you use this medication, it is legal and allowable for you to use it. In Texas, it's simply not legal to provide information or to aid and abet somebody getting that drug. So it's very confusing. People continue to need access to it. People continue to find access to it. And in the states where it was available previously in the last few weeks, it continues to be available there.
And what concerns do you have moving forward if we continue to see the politics going in this direction when it comes to a woman's right to choose? As a health professional, what are your concerns for women out there that may not have a choice as to whether or not they actually need an abortion for their health?
Yeah, I think for me, after more than 8 years of providing this care and seeing thousands of people, when folks come to me needing access to an abortion, they are making thoughtful decisions about what's best for them, about their body, about their health. Many times people will tell me that I've been pregnant before, I've had complications, I almost died, it's not the right time for me to be pregnant because of all the health risks that I've had before, I already have children, I can't financially afford another child, and so many other things that they're considering about what's best for them, what's best for their family. And the amount of thought and energy that goes into these decisions shouldn't be undermined. So I've always trusted my patients to pick what's best for them and help them along that decision. What I worry about in today's landscape, where this care is being so restricted and it's so difficult for people to find access to abortion, especially if they're undocumented, if they're low income or poor and they just don't have the resources, then what does that mean? That means they're being forced to stay pregnant when they know it's not the right thing for them, when they know that they can barely provide for the children they already have at home. And we know from studies that the outcomes for that person, as well as the children that they're forced to have, as well as the children that they probably already have at home, are worse. And we already have a very high maternal mortality rate in this country. We have high maternal morbidity, especially for women of color, especially for Black women. So when we're forcing people to stay pregnant against their will, we know that they will continue to suffer. People will die when they're not able to get the care that they need, and their families are also going to suffer. People should be able to choose if and when they stay pregnant, if and when they have a family, and when we're not allowing that, they don't have that freedom, they're going to suffer the consequences. And I think that's the worst thing, and it's going to take years for us to really see that, but that's why I do this work, and that's what I'm most worried about.
Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Kumar. We appreciate you spending this time informing us on the latest. Coming up, we learn about an alternative to abortion, the Gabriel Project of the Crossroads.